Nicole, what are you seeing and hearing? Looks like you've got someone to talk to here.
Well, Nick, a little while ago you asked about the message that people here, protesters as well as observers, what they wanted to get out. So we're out here talking to the people. I'm joined now by Janelle Johnson. And Janelle, can you talk to me about why you decided to come out today?
Yeah, I think most importantly for us is we just wanted to bear witness and be here in support of those who feel like their rights are being violated, they're not being heard, and that Black lives do matter.
Well, let me ask you this. You told me that you've been out here throughout the course of the day. When you see the events that are unfolding, what are your thoughts?
It's a lot of mixed emotions. I don't like to see the violence or the vandalism, and yet my heart goes out to them with compassion of understanding what it's like to be feeling like you're yelling into the void without being heard. So it's with mixed emotions. I'm proud of, so far it hasn't been terribly violent, so I'm proud of that for Salt Lake, but it's also mixed with a lot of heartache for what's going on nationally, globally, everything happening in the world right now. It's overwhelming.
Well, let me ask you that too, about that feeling of being overwhelmed when you are seeing what's happening across the nation and then seeing that this happened in Minneapolis, and now we're here in Salt Lake City and you're seeing this unfold. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think it was only a matter of time. My husband and I went to bed last night just wondering what would unfold today, and I was not surprised to hear that there'd be a protest and more happening, but it just slowly becomes closer to home, and it's easy to distance yourself when it's happening elsewhere, but when it's on your front door, you can't help but feel anxious about it and nervous, but also maybe hopeful that this could change something.
And in talking about change, how do you think we move this forward in getting from the point of just protesting to actual change?
I think what needs to happen is that these people need to be heard by local and national government to say that it does matter and that police brutality is unacceptable regardless, and let's find a solution to work together to make that happen.
Janelle, thank you so much for your time. Nick,
you're welcome.
We are going to send it back to you.
And Nicole, I know you're in the middle of that interview and I appreciate everything you're doing. Do you have any sense of whether this protest is going to continue into the night? I know this is organic, it happens as it happens, but we've seen all across the country the evolution of these protests from peaceful, and then as nighttime approaches, they can become more violent. Any sense of what's going to happen next here?
As far as I'm not for sure if I really understood all of the question. It is really so loud here. As far as what's going to happen next here, this particular area, about 10-15 minutes or so ago, again, we are at 400 South and 200 East, right in front of the city library. If you guys can see the car that was burning is starting to smolder out. There were, I would say, easily about 1,000 people or so right in this area just a short while ago. And we did, again, see them. We witnessed them knocking out the glass panels of these UTA track stops. But within the last 10 minutes or so, the crowd seems to have moved up the street. Exactly where they have gone, I'm not sure yet, because, again, we are on 400 South and 200 East. But that's what's happening right here where we are.